All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS that will live well, beloved elders and teachers. Peace, blessing, salutation for the hopefully elect out there. This is Shukwa Karab from GMS Virginia. And I've been wanting to do this lesson. Let me see. It's 7:43. So, hold on. As you can see, 2024 DNA evidence of Egypt's black pharaohs. And why I do this is because Esau's bullshit, where he tries to whitewash everything. So I'm going to bring out three accounts. Lord's will you edified. Growing up in a family where, and I guess it wasn't permissible, but growing up as a child, I remember my grandfather, and it's funny because everybody called me my grandfather reincarnated, but each how you say furthermore, I grew up in a household where they had a lot of these Egyptian books, and those books had visuals, and I remember skimming through them growing up, and in his books I know I would never ever find. Um, I actually kind of wish I kept some of them. I remember periodically throwing a lot of that shit away, but I wish I would have kept some just for the visuals because I saw a lot of visuals um, depicting just the ancient Egyptians being so-called you know dark-skinned people, and even Ham, so-called Africans in Africa don't even know about this history. I remember being out there on the highways and the byways. There was I don't know if he was a Jake or what, but he said he didn't learn anything about ancient Egypt until he got over here to the Americas, and we were going into how our people, Moses, who the Lord and he called Jesus Christ, and even our forefather Joseph, they were mistaken as Egyptians, and the account of Yahweh Shah fleeing from Herod, he was told to go into Egypt. So I do this lesson to basically prove these points because you have the notion that Esau, his lies, everybody was so-called white people in the Bible. Who the word they called Jesus Christ was a white man. Moses was a white man, and King David, and all of them, King Solomon. The gig is up, man. The gig is up. So you can watch it on your own. I haven't watched it. I just skimmed through it. I really don't give two shits about Egypt. If their gods was really important, they would have been able to withstand the plagues that Yahweh sent upon them, and it would be a great nation now. It wouldn't have to be for Israelites to Jake who think they're Kemet and think they're Egyptian to really broadcast and publish these niggas. They would have their own prophets and their own sorcerers and etc. that would be teaching about it today. But furthermore, I'm going to start off with the account of Moses. So let me see Moses being mistaken for Egyptian baby. I'm gonna put that in there. So Exodus 2 is in Exodus 2. So I'm gonna see. All right, so Exodus 2 and 19. And there went a man of the house of Levi and took a wife to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, matter of fact, let me get this in the GNT. Exodus 2. So, the birth of Moses. But when she could not hide him any longer, she took a basket made of reeds and covered it with tar to make it watertight. She put the baby in it and then placed it in the tall grass at the edge of the river. The baby's sister stood some way distant away to see what would happen to him. The king's daughter came down to the river to bathe. While her servants walked along the bank, suddenly she noticed a basket in the tall grass and sent a slave woman to get it. The princess opened it and saw a baby boy. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This was one of the Hebrew babies, she said. Then his sister asked her, "Shall I go and call a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby for you?" "Please do," she answered. So the girl went and brought the baby's own mother. The princess told the woman, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So she took the baby and nursed him. Later, when the child was old enough, she took him to the king's daughter, who adopted him as her own son. She said to herself, "I pulled him out of the water, and so his name is Moses." So you had, you know, an Egyptian woman who took, Moses as her own child. Now you had another account of Miriam, talking back to Moses, and you had pretty much the Lord plagued her with a leper's hand. So again, you had you actually, just put two and two together. Now, if the Egyptians were ancient, black, or dark skin, why the hell would she take this old, a white skinned baby and claim as her own and pass off? So Joseph, let me see, story of Joseph, mistaken for an Egyptian. Now let's look at the account here. Genesis 45. Okay, so Genesis 45. Let me get this in a GNT. So Joseph told his brother who he is. We understand now when you go into the account of this, they thought Joseph was an actual Egyptian pharaoh, and until he kept Benjamin, the youngest brother, and sent him on to tell Abraham, his father, Jacob, his father, of his request, and then ultimately he, when they came back, he revealed who he was. But the point of the fact that he was mistaken as an Egyptian. So it says Joseph tells his brothers who he is. So Joseph was no longer able to control his feelings in front of his servants, so he ordered them all to leave the room. No one else was with them. You can read, the before chapters. But I was trying to get the point. When Joseph told his brothers who he was, he cried with such loud sobs that the Egyptians heard it, and the news was taken to the king's palace. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" But when his brothers heard this, they were so terrified that they could not answer. Then Joseph said to him, "Please come closer." They did, and he said, "I am your brother Joseph, who you sold into Egypt. Now do not be upset or blame yourselves because you sold me here. It was really Yahweh who sent me ahead of you to save people's lives. This is the only second year of famine in the land. There will be 5 more years in which there will be nothing plowing or reaping." So, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Yep, so this goes into the account. Hold on. Yeah, that's the plot to get them aroused up. So let me see then. Bear with me one moment. All right, for verse 8, Slaki. It says, so, they came into Egypt, and it says, verse 8, Genesis 42 and 8. Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. He remembered the dreams he had dreamed about them and said, "You are spies, and you come to find out where our country are." So basically, it's the plot. Let me see. So they broke down the history. So you pretty much get the point. You get the point. You can read it on your own. Good story to read. I want to get the account of Matthew 22, 2. So it says Matthew 2 and 13. It said, "And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there till I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young children to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and there was until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I have called my son. And Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts thereof from 2 years old and under. And how were they able to distinguish between all the other children and theirs is because they were people of color. One thing I took from the book of Clarence, they actually really showed you how it looked during those times. You had the so-called blacks, which were Israelites, the Pharisees, etc. Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, and then you had the Romans, which were the Edomites. You actually really broke it down because the notion is that everybody. Let's look at Jesus Christ. And why I do this is I'm gonna make a point why I made this lesson. So when you look up Jesus Christ, this is this is pretty much the image that's been across the whole world. Now, how the hell was this able to hide from King Herod if he looked it like this and went into Egypt? And like I said, the video earlier, fucking YouTube, man. The video earlier was this, you know. So let's look at Moses. Let's look at images. Hold on. Yeah, that's funny they actually put the images up. So damn it. Let's look at Moses. Hold on. So there you go. When you type in Moses, this is what comes up. These images. But how the hell was, Moses was able to take, how you say, be the child of of the Pharaoh, the daughter of Pharaoh, you know? When Miriam spoke against Moses, how was her hand able to turn leopards to snow? And I think it's another account in Moses, in the book of Moses. if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's put Joseph in Egypt. There you have it. See that? There you have it. As a so-called white man. You see, the white man, the so-called white man's a devil. He's the deceiver, the liar. And I'm pretty sure this is Joseph and his brothers. You see how they got him? Fuck out of here, Esau. Stop playing. So how, again, as you saw the video, how was the Israelites mistaken?
I am Esau.
It's like the scripture says, the Lord do put
We're engineer at a fan company.
And how much money do you make per year doing this?
Around 230.
Between the Egyptians.
Because history has always had a bias towards the white race. If you're enjoying the video so far, give us your support.
It was something I just wanted to bring for. Oh yeah, ham. Let's look up definition. Definition of ham. Bible dictionary. So hold on. Warm, hot, and also an Egyptian word meaning black. Let me see. Zonovan. Yep, so this is Ham and Zonovan. So the youngest Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites, man. And this is actually a book that Esau put together, So, you just, the gig is up, man. The two children of Israel were people of color, dark skin, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and also, the kingdom tribes. And this is what they don't want to show you. Matter of fact, Putin just released some images out the bag. So, the gig is up, man. The Israelites do not look like these people here. Let's look at them fake rap bastards. The 1948. Come on, man. What the hell's going on? 1948ers. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this is what the world wants you to believe right here. This fucking lie here. How the hell they leave dark and then they come back looking like these motherfuckers, these ugly, degenerate, dweeb looking motherfuckers, man? It doesn't make sense. But this is what Esau, the so-called white man in the 1948 Amalek, wants you to believe. That these people are the true inhabitants of the earth. But you got to ask yourself this: if these are the real 1948ers, the real people of the Lord, why is there war, bloodshed, rape, robbery, murder, and oppression still on the earth? When it says that the Lord is going to set His people back in the land and set things in order, and righteousness shall flourish, Isaiah the 2nd chapter. But it's not. But Lord's will, you edified. With that, shalom.